Hello Channel NITT viewers, I am DS, your psychologist, and welcome to another episode on Channel NITT. In this episode, we are going to answer one of our viewers, Yong Hui's other question. So in one of our previous episodes, Yong Hui asked this question: will the ENTJ go the extra mile to help a friend emotionally and physically? To be honest, this is not an easy question because some of the terms inside the question are rather vague. So what is considered an extra mile? That's one thing.
On the Green Mile.
What is helping a person physically? I can't help but think dirty.
That's like going out there with a loaded gun. Of course that's why you're nervous.
So let's talk about the service industry, for example. An extra mile really requires you to think about the person that you are serving and trying to give something that will fit this person. For example, let's say I am now going to the gym. So I register at the front desk, the person gives me a key for a random locker. If you see that I am so tall, actually I'm 1.85 around there, please don't give me a low locker. Because I have to bend down in order to get myself to put my things in that locker. And if a person has already number 14, please don't give me number 15 because there's no space to stand. So the extra mile requires you to use your brain and also requires you to use some common sense. You want to give this person convenience. This is a customer. But in my personal experience, regardless of which service I go to, many people don't have this delicate sense of going the extra mile for the client or the customer. Unless you are in the high-end industry, like you go into a Cartier shop. That's different. So first of all, it is not easy for even anyone to give the extra mile. That's one thing. Because many people nowadays, they do things blindly, they don't use their brains. So in that regard, the ENTJ is likely to be sensitive enough to know what he should do to this friend. So if I know that I should shut up, I can be there physically and just be a companion. So going the extra mile does not need to be something dramatic. It could be just switching off the lights, turning the blinds, so that you can sleep peacefully. It requires some form of thoughtfulness from my perspective of what I understand as going the extra mile for someone. So when you go the extra mile, you complete what you are supposed to do. So let's say if I am sweeping the floor, after having swept everything into the dustpan, I empty it. Some people, they just sweep everything into the dustpan and then they just leave the entire dustpan with the rubbish in the dustpan there. It is possible that a student may have swept the floor in the classroom and at the end of the day, just put the dustpan there. That is not the extra mile. The best thing is, if you have emptied the dustpan into the waste paper basket, you throw the litter of the waste paper basket away. That's also what I consider the extra mile. So if I were to accompany a friend or if I were to host a friend, then I will do everything. So I might buy things from outside because I can't cook. And then when the food arrives, I will lay the table. I will wash the dishes. The complete set can be done. So in this case, an ENTJ could be a person to deliver the extra mile. So let's talk about another aspect of this question. What is the extra mile is really very relative. So presume you are now in debt and then you need some money very urgently and you have two friends. Friend A and friend B both get to know that you need help urgently. Friend A is a very rich person, maybe he's a millionaire. He says that, okay, I now give you $2,000. Just lend you, okay? So friend B leads a very modest life. He can afford $500. According to friend A, this $2,000 is really nothing. So friend B lends you $500. So of course it's less than $2,000. But this $500 is almost friend B's entire savings. So who has gone the extra mile? So it is a very relative thing when you want to consider what an extra mile is. Given that an ENTJ has very limited emotional resources, if we even spare you some, it's almost as if I am a poor person giving you the $500. So I have gone the extra mile. So you don't look at the magnitude of things. We have very limited resources when it comes to emotional resources, sometimes time is a very important resource for us as well. If we can afford some time for a friend, it is already considered an extra mile because it is taxing on us. So we are not going to be comparable to another MBTI type like the INFJ or the ISFJ, who has a lot of love to give. So to sum up, looking at all the elements that I presented, yes, the ENTJ can give the extra mile. But in the eyes of someone else, this extra mile may be very mediocre or not enough. So it really depends on your perspective. In my personal experience, I am more likely to give an extra mile for a lover than a friend. I will really do a lot for someone that I adore or I love. But for a friend that I value, definitely too. Just that, within my limits, this is so much I can give. Okay, I hope that you have enjoyed my answer. I have actually thought quite deeply into this question. So fellow ENTJs, what do you think about this answer? Do you agree? Okay, and all viewers, if you have enjoyed this episode, do remember to like. If you are new to our channel and have not subscribed, do consider subscribing so that we can bring you more ENTJ, MBTI and fun stuff. Okay, I am going to sign off now and I'll see you in my next episode. Bye bye.